when a security breach was the top line of the news? And you ever notice that that just isn't the case anymore? Well, there's a reason for that. There are now so many data breaches of consumer related databases that they rarely even get mentioned on the news anymore, and if they do, it's merely in passing. In 2023, there were more than 3,200 major data breaches, and that's 78% more than the year before based on the information from the Identity Resource Center. Now, with the evolution of AI, I thought it might be a good idea to take some time to talk about the issues presented in the society today when it comes to identity fraud. And I know we've all seen the deep fakes, which perpetually get more sophisticated and now into the hands of those who choose fraud as their profession, at least until they go to jail eventually, that is. And we've heard the scams where a mother is called using a deepfake video or deepfake voice of her daughter panicking, asking for help and sending money immediately because they're being extorted. We've even seen notable financial figureheads like Martin Lewis promoting investment schemes using deepfake tech. And these types of fraudulent and malicious uses of AI tech are simply everywhere now. Scammers aren't anything new, but they used to just prey on the vulnerable, the sweet old grandma who just has a good heart and doesn't want to hurt anyone. But now, these types of deep fakes can truly fool nearly anyone, making even a tech-savvy person like myself have to do a hesitation and a security double check, really everything before proceeding. So, with that in mind, I wanted to talk about some of the technologies that are in development or readily available today from companies to prevent this type of fraudulent activity to keep our digital identity our own. So, let's talk first about voice verification. Fraudsters are doing things like making digital clones of users' voices and then passing them off as their own. And sometimes, unlike a video, it's a little harder to notice that they aren't authentic. The digital clones really only require a voice recording of a minute and sometimes less to create. And even I myself tinkered around with this a bit after the fantasy football season was over. I was trying to mess with a friend of mine and beat him that season. So I was able to take a snippet from the Tampa Bay Bucks wide receiver Mike Evans that he was giving during an interview that I was able to find easily on the internet and create an AI-generated recording telling my buddy Phil that his season performance was somewhat subpar. So while this can be frustrating for a lot of us to have to spend the time to authenticate everything, it really has become part of our society now and become a basic security need that businesses have to account for to prevent malicious attacks, fraud, and being held ransom. So there's a company that's called PinDrop. It's an information security company, and they monitor audio traffic within banks, financial institutions, insurers, and even in call centers to authenticate if the voice on the other end of the line is that of a customer or an AI replicant. Over their time, they've eluded over 100 million spoofing attempts from more than 5.3 billion monitored and analyzed calls. And according to the team at PinDrop, they have estimated that they've prevented approximately $2 billion in fraudulent losses. They utilize AI and machine learning tech to perform this risk analysis on calls and interactive voice response technologies to ensure that the caller is who they say that they are. And all of that's done in real time as to not slow down the legitimate interactions. Blue Ink is a Canadian company that's also launched a tech that they call eID.me. It's giving the users the ability to take a selfie when you're in your home and scan your ID. Then it can be submitted to them for approval, and then that info gets encrypted. And the company will compare your live selfie with your ID photo with the address on it and your ID of where your phone is at by geolocation. And once everything is confirmed, a certificate is then bound to your phone device, which can only be unlocked on that phone itself. And then there's also a version of that. There's a company called Plaid that's a US-based company as well. They're doing a similar style of verification. It can be done in 10 seconds, and they support 16,000 types of IDs from across 200 countries and territories so that we can verify who the right person is. It's a scary world that we live in right now. So protect yourself. So as we wrap up this conversation and discussion today, it's more than evident that the landscape of digital security is rapidly evolving. And with it, the threats posed by identity fraud and deepfake technology, the sheer volume of data breaches in recent years is just staggering. It's shedding a pretty gruff light on the urgent need for protective measures to safeguard ourselves, our companies, and our digital identities. I want to take a moment to thank our show sponsors, Kincannon Business Consulting. Kincannon brings technologies, systems, and expertise to your business to shorten the timeline of execution towards a profitable future roadmap. Other consultancies bring in a costly army. Kincannon brings an efficient SWAT team. So if you're looking for a consultancy with a track record of success across many industries, reach out to Kincannon Business Consulting to set up a discussion. You can reach out to them by email at inquire@kincannonbc.com. That's going to do it for today. We're going to talk some more emerging tech next time. Bye, everybody.